Good evening. Once again, today's chapter 10, and we will be covering on e-commerce, digital market, digital goods. So as usual, let's take a look at the learning objective of this particular chapter. First, describe the unique features of e-commerce, digital market, and digital goods. Next, analyze how internet technology has changed value proportions and business models. So we're going to look at some detail how internet technology mainly has changed value proportions and business models of today. Next, describe the various types of e-commerce and how e-commerce has changed consumer, retailing, and business to business transaction. So there are many different types of e-commerce. We will be discussing to certain extent, and we will be taking a look at how this e-commerce industry or platform has changed consumer, retailing, and business to business transaction. Moving on, we need to evaluate the role of m-commerce or mobile commerce in business and describe the most important m-commerce application. Next, compare the principal payment system for electronic commerce. There are various payment systems available, so we will be comparing some in order to understand better what are the platforms available to make e-payment. So with that, as usual, we are given one problems or case study. It is all about Major League Baseball hits a home run with information system. So the problem is with this company is declining revenues from traditional sales channels, declining customer base, and increasing costs. So those are the problems faced by these companies, and they are really expecting very good solution from this particular platform. Focusing on e-commerce, digital market, digital goods. So some of the solution highlighted is, one of it is MLB websites and cell phone ticketing. Like a website, e-commerce website and cell phone ticketing enable electronic ticketing and delivery of online information and games, which increase sales. Basically, the recommendation is to have a online website and cell phone ticketing or ticketing system, online ticketing system, which can bring in more sales to the company. The other solution highlighted is SaaS customer analysis software and website tracking tools to help identify good sales prospect. SaaS is actually a statistical analysis system, which is a software, very high-end sophisticated software, which can be used for tracking purpose, sales tracking. In this case, website tracking tools to help to identify good sales prospect from the bad one or from the not good sales prospect. So we are looking for good customers here in order to bring in more sales and revenue. Next, definitely as usual, we want to use IT to demonstrate its role in reducing costs, opening new sales channel, and building community with customers. So the solution that we will be looking at this, definitely we can discuss later in more details, but definitely it is on e-commerce, e-commerce or digital platform. The next solution highlighted is illustrate the emerging digital firm landscape where businesses can use tools, yeah, to analyze critical data and leverage expertise in emerging technologies, all the latest technologies, to offer services to other businesses. So with this number of solution provider, the expectation is definitely to bring in more customers, to increase the sales, to increase the sales channel, and if possible, definitely the company also is planning to bring down the cost, the cost. Okay, with that, let's move on with today's lecture under the topic of e-commerce and the internet. The e-commerce and the internet we cannot separate, because the e-commerce is running on the internet platform. No internet, no e-commerce. So let's look at what is e-commerce first. Digitally enabled commercial transaction between and among organizations and individuals, primarily over internet. You see, the word internet is always there. No internet, no e-commerce. So as simple as that. So it is a digital platform, as all of you are very familiar with. I don't have to explain further. Examples are, we have Lazada.com, Shopee.com, Amazon.com, eBay, and the long list, hundreds of websites, very much focusing on e-commerce. I'm not going to talk about ordinary or general website, but only related to e-commerce. Begin somewhere in 1995. Those days, Netscape.com was the popular web browser, and companies who introduced e-commerce or e-businesses to the world. And then since then, we have a rapid growth which led to the dot-com bubble, which was, the peak was somewhere in year 2000, 2001, and then it burst. It burst. We call that dot-com bubble burst during that period of time. But the business, e-commerce especially, growing since then. Today the current growth rate is more than 25% annually. In fact, it is quite high, and this is going to be the future, especially after the pandemic. The whole global realized that the only business can survive during the pandemic is whoever is having or running business on the digital platform. Because your physical shops were affected, were closed down, locked down. Only the online businesses were available to survive or manage to survive during that period, and it is doing very well even after, post pandemic. Today, e-commerce revenue pictures is very positive. That is a direction that we're going to move on, and I'm very sure all of us are aware of that, and I've seen that. So the growth of e-commerce, in fact, this is quite outdated numbers. It's very high. You can get the latest numbers from the internet. 7 unique features of e-commerce. So generally, we're going to look at what are the very high level unique features of e-commerce. One, due to the internet technology available anytime and everywhere, it gives us the flexibility to work from anywhere, anytime, either from home or just by using mobile devices. So there is a big impact to business. Marketplace is extended beyond traditional boundaries. So that is the plus point of this e-commerce business, or unique features of e-commerce. Creates new market space, extended beyond traditional and geographical boundaries. Shopping can take place anywhere, anytime. So customer is very convenient with this announcement, and shopping costs are reduced to many reason. Okay, the other unique features of e-commerce is because it is a global reach. Due to the technology advancement, the businesses can be expanded or reachable globally. So that is another good point or plus point of this e-commerce. So I don't want to spend too much time on each slide. Reason all these is quite known or familiar for all of us. So let me run through quite fast. The next unique features of e-commerce is universal standard. Reason this e-commerce is running on the internet platform, where the internet platform is having or is following the standard of some organization or corporate firms or societies in US. So due to that, everything else is following the standard, or we call it universal standard. So there is no issue in terms of communication, either one way or two way, online or real time. With that, it brings lower market entry costs and also searching costs for the consumers or customers. Yeah. The other unique features of e-commerce is richness in terms of contents. So there is no limitation in terms of contents such as videos or audios or text messages. All are possible to be uploaded, to be accessible by anyone. Also, this platform provides interactivity among everyone. So due to the technology, so it allows us to communicate in two ways or interactively with the platform. So this is another plus point for consumers who can continuously engage in dialogue to any other individuals or to the sellers, also in participating delivery goods to market. Next unique features of e-commerce is information density. Due to the technology, it reduces information costs and it raises quality. So the sites that we have, for example, Amazon.com, eBay, Lazada, and so on, if you look at the contents of those websites, due to the technology, it is very much high standard, contains real-time or up-to-date information, and the cost of running those websites or e-commerce platform is very much reasonable, and definitely the quality or the contents in terms of what we are looking for or what the consumers are looking for, it is up to the standard. It's up to the standard. So this is what the customers are looking for, the consumers are looking for, and the platform is available to deliver this to the consumer. Okay, so in terms of business significance, information becomes plentiful, cheap, and more accurate. Increase price transparency and cost transparency, and also it enables the consumers to compare the price from one website for the same product with another website. So it eliminates what we call price discrimination. This is another good point for the consumers.